One young hero making more waves as he's applauded by an official. Details straight ahead. Urban Renewal holds a sip and chat town meeting. Sounds very interesting, right? Plus, Altavir's Munnings Justin from Exuma brings to screen the oldest taxi driver on that island. Stay close for that. And coming up in sports, final day showdown to decide the BAISS champs.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. I'm LaDawn Davis. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a Friday evening. You know the rest. And before I start dancing, let's dive right into the news, shall we? Our heroes welcome for the Doris Johnson student who was among those in the gallery of the House of Assembly this afternoon. By now, many of you may be familiar with the name Michael Ferguson. But for those of you who aren't, he's a 17-year-old senior who for a few weeks back was coming off a bus when he saw a woman trapped in a vehicle. As the story goes, Ferguson sprung into action and used his bare hands to break the car's window to rescue the woman. Accompanying Ferguson to Parliament is his principal, Ken Lightbourne.
We are proud of you, and the nation is proud of you.
It is times like this that really make the difference and transcends all of the lines that we have in our country and political lines, because you represent, in what you did and who you are, the best in us.
It is stories like that of a Michael Ferguson, a 17-year-old young man in one of our public high schools that gives all of us hope, gives all of us the confidence that despite what is said about our young men in this country, there are many good young men amongst us. Many of whom, as we've heard in this story, would spring to action to help in circumstances where help is needed. And it is good for us to record this event. And I want to thank the member for Engliston for raising up this incident so that the nation can see that all is not lost.
Encouraging comprehensive community improvement thrusts is the reason behind Thursday's sip and chat at the Mount Tabor Church Hall. Government agencies, a part of varied ongoing community projects, along with residents, converged to hear firsthand what plans are in place for Pinewood Gardens and the South Beach community. Area Member of Parliament, the Honorable Miles LaRota, was there and lauds the program, which helps to transform the community into a safer place for all.
Pinewood is a relatively safe community to live in. And I say that from my own personal experiences and interactions. It seems that just like when it rains and you talk about flood, you talk about Pinewood. When I drive in the West, they have the same flooding at my sister's house. But once this narrative gets out there, it is hard to change. This is a community made up of hard-working teachers and nurses and doctors and NIB employees, and they just want a community to be safe for them to thrive in.
ASP Jennifer Pratt shares more on the event, which is a meeting of the minds between residents and auxiliary organizations.
It's simply a town meeting put together with all government entities. You have Ministry of Health here, you have Environmental Health, you have a representative from the police force, representative from Urban Renewal. It's just a collaborative effort.
She said this is just the beginning, with plans to introduce more resources, mentorship programs, and financial support for disabled entrepreneurs. The Essex Accelerator Small Business Development Center is making progress in empowering disabled individuals in leadership and entrepreneurship. Today, in partnership with the University of the Bahamas, the SBDC hosted an ABLE Business Forum and Expo at the university, focusing on breaking barriers and creating opportunities for persons with disabilities. We sat down with Aaron Brown, Disability and Compliance Officer at the University of the Bahamas, before the event, who shared more of the forum's impact.
And so what I was able to do,
as a mentor was to not only impart knowledge, but also to gain more awareness, to gain feedback from what are the needs, and to provide real-time, lived experience, in-person, representation matter type of experiences that our community not usually are afforded.
With discussion centered on empowerment, access to opportunities, and overcoming self-doubt, Brown says one of the biggest challenges is shifting mindsets within the disabled community.
I want you to hear today, right now, that when you join us, when you show up for these type of programs, you are removing all of those personal barriers that stop us. There are a lot of us that did not register for this time because we were trying to figure out, is this really happening? I'm here to tell you, it happened. It's happening, and we would like for you to take that step, remove that barrier of self-doubt. You are worth it, you are valuable, your voice, service, and products are needed.
Saying goodbye, a heartfelt vigil to celebrate the memory of a young man who by most accounts will be remembered as a hero. Lloyd Allen shares more from a memorial held on Yonge Street for Arthur Wilson on Wednesday.
It's been exactly 1 week since the passing of Arthur Wilson, and tonight his family remembering him, holding a candlelight vigil in his memory. His mother sharing some memories about her son, who she says she can't quickly forget. Tell us about your son.
He is very loving, caring, fun. One who you will come in contact and you will never forget. That's the impact that he leaves in the lives of many.
Now, I know that you're here with your other children tonight and members of your community also coming out to show support. What does that mean for your family?
That means a lot.
Tell us why.
Because we are as close-knitted as family and as neighbors nearby growing up. You know, they spend their life together, and to see, you know, my son make a great impact in many of their life, and especially in the DJ world.
And I know since this incident has happened, many questions remain, but if there's one thing that still remains for you as a mother, what is that?
Boy, words can't even say, but as a mother, you know, you take that love as a child and, you know, bonding together closely.
With all of your children here tonight, this too is a very important moment tonight for your family. If there's one word that you could share to remember your brother, what would that be?
Loving and caring, sir.
A lot of love we have shown each and every one of us and people. Ooh, that was like my twin.
I'd say funny.
I would say comedic as well.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
And still to come, it's Entertainment Friday. Let's hear it for DJ Counsellor. He's up next after the break, so keep it locked.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Coming soon to the ZNS Television Network.
Numbers move people to make decisions.
I don't know that there's been a time where we had a program asking this very sticky question. These are the women that are actually running the government.
You're looking at a shot of Bahamas Games Boulevard there. Destiny Reed, our drone pilot, is out there doing her thing. Let's take a flight to Exuma to see what our Altavis Munnings has for us. He's been a fixture at the Georgetown Exuma's International Airport for more than 60 years, and his smile and knowledge about the island attracts visitors there every day. Altavis Munnings has a story.
I started this in 1958. That's yesterday, so you could do the math from there.
And that mathematical answer is 67 years. Exuma native Roland Ferguson is literally the island's oldest taxi driver. You can find him at Georgetown's International Airport's taxi parking lot. He's taxi driver number 1.
It's hardly a day that I don't show up on the job. Get it or don't get it. You know, I've been here from morning. I've met more nice people. Some come for me. Some they call me in advance, but then again, the initiative, nothing else to do. So I said, well, I dedicate my life to it, you know.
And here's Roland's advice for those of you interested in becoming a ground transportation professional.
Well, first, they got to have the initiative and the ability to give good information. I don't give people false information. I let you know what it is, as I know it. That's how I do, you know. Because like I say, it's all here, but now I may waver here and there, but like I say, from then up until now, 62 till now, it's a long time, so I'm grateful that I'm still here. I've been blessed. I could say that. Yeah.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavis Munnings.
Great story there, Alto. While in the season of Lent, we'll be featuring more of our nation's gospel artists. Here tonight with us is the ever so popular and loved DJ Counsellor. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So your name is synonymous with gospel music. Tell us a little bit about where did your music, career or journey start?
Well, it started, around the age of 16, 17. I started to discover gospel reggae, in particular gospel rap and more urban style music. And so we had artists back then would have been your Landlord, your Selector, your Christian Massive, Ecclesia, and the list goes on. And so I was gravitated to it, joined up to a youth group called Youth Against Violence, where they went around into inner cities and did ministry in those communities, man. I was a part of that journey, discovered my love for it, and grew.
Were you ever discouraged by our industry that may or may not be as vibrant as that in the United States?
Of course. Our industry is very far from being to the potential that it should be, but it has grown over the past 20 plus years. The only way that we're going to be able to break some barriers, there has to be some connections outside of the Bahamas. You hit a ceiling very quickly. You have 2 major hotels, you have 2 phone companies, 1 power company. Who are you going to be a brand ambassador for? And so you need funds to do what you're doing. It needs government intervention. When you start negotiating, bringing foreign companies over, you have to connect the artistry of your country. And so we have to, our negotiations need to be differently. Now, I can say there has been growth. I've seen our embassies using our Bahamian artists, but still on a small scale, but there's still growth. We need to now start having our Bahamian festivals in Canada, throughout the U.S. These things we've been talking about for the past 15 years. I was a part of some of those meetings, but again, it just needs intervention, like the great work you're doing here at ZNS. We need young minds to sit around the table now, and if the young minds are not there, we're gonna stay stagnant, you know. We at our peaks, not in our 50s and 60s, so if the 20-year-olds are not around the round tables, we're gonna continue to see the brain drain and be discouraged. So no, we're not where we should have been right now because of brain drain.
Now, I'm curious about the answer to this question.
Yes.
Do you play instruments?
I don't play an instrument. I remember going to piano classes, but never really had the initiative to go further. I purchased a saxophone. 3 years it sat down, and I'm selling it. And so, no, I don't really have the, I don't know, the love for any particular instrument. So that way someone always has a job. Someone has to be programming my music and so forth. And so you share, the dollar moves around in that sense. If I played an instrument, then somebody wouldn't have been getting any funds, you know what I mean? So. yeah.
So how do you balance celeb life as opposed to your personal life? How do you balance the two?
It's just life, you know. Somebody sees you, they say they remember you when they was in primary school, and now their child is 16 and whatever. So I always had the stories, always running the persons in the community, and so I'm blessed by it. I remember when I started out, no one knew me, and now I've had families who grew up on my music. Now their children have, and so appreciate it for it. Thank God for the influence I have and using that influence to continue to inspire generations. So other than that, I thank God for it and use it for good.
So what are you performing for us tonight, and what does the song mean to you?
Well, the song is Thank God for Life. It's first a soca mix. We now did it to a Bahamian flavor rake and scrape. And so it's just, as it says, thank God for life. A lot of times we get out, we find ourselves discouraged by things happening in our lives that we have no control over. And so I remember speaking to a group of folks, and I asked them, how many of you have a stool bag on you? How many of you walking here with a cane? How many of you are blind? These are things that we take for granted every day that someone wished they had. And so be thankful for everything that you have. You have breath. Today, I only saw you on TV, so I'm thankful now I'm in your presence and being able to be a part of what's happening here tonight and looking forward to it. So I'm thankful for that. So thank God for life.
DJ Counsellor, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. And we'll see you later on in the show, right?
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. Sports with Eugene is up next.
The importance of sponsorships in track meets coming up in sports.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Grade A large eggs, 1 dozen, $3.79. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4 ounces, $1.29. Rainbow green pigeon peas, 15 ounces, 2 for $2.89. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.98 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $3.99. And if you want to see some madness this March, shop the special at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Welcome to Practical Principles for Successful Christian Living.
You are lifted high.
Let's press on inviting others to Christ, because the joy that you have and that you share, you should want them to have the same joy that you have. So invite them to the house of God and let them experience the joy of the Lord.
We've been more connected with Camp Road Ministry than any other church.
It is churches, community builders like this church that partner with the World Made Pratt Center for Girls.
Be blessed.
Welcome to your Feel Good Friday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Eugene Stewart. Well, day 3 continuing for the 2025 BAISS Track and Field Championships. Title sponsor Fidelity tells us more on the planning aspect of this annual meet.
Well, we took on the title sponsorship a few years ago when really coming out of COVID, and they were having difficulties in terms of securing venues and elements. And part of the Fidelity mantra is youth development, and there's no greater way of developing youth than through sports. The discipline, the camaraderie, the health that's involved in it. And when we think about financial health, we think about mental health, we think about physical health, and so it matched well. Since that time, really we've seen the benefit that it has to the wider community, and so we've continued to serve as title sponsor, really from the perspective of saying that it's important that our youth have those who are supporting them to carry them forward. We hear them talking about the Carifta trials coming up. We know that we've done well as a nation doing that in terms of the Olympics and all of the others. And so as an organization, we are proud to be a small part of that. We know the kids got to do the work, right? They got to actually perform. but they need a venue to perform and they need an outlet. And so from that perspective, us helping to provide that in a small way makes us feel proud as well. So we know we often get a little bit of the fights and the ones that take place. So I tell them, I'm from St. Anne's. We have an alumni association in that one. And we know some of the other schools may do better in sports, but we tell them we put people in high places. So we have that rivalry that we continue doing, and it's all fun when we do it. So I think just the atmosphere is one that we welcome, and we're going to continue this for as long as we can. When we look at the actual team, Perry Cunningham, Marisi Thompson from SAC, the reality is it's a tremendous amount that goes into it. When they think about what you see as the end product is such a small component of it, and the reality is that not only does it take financial resources, it takes personnel resources. And so when you think about other events that we've hosted, IAAF relays, when we've hosted Carista games, really the persons who, when they finish, they're so happy it's done that they could rest. And I think it's no different when you talk about BAISS, and even the government school one. So, I don't even want to measure it. I'll tell you, when you talk to those guys, ask them if they still standing tomorrow afternoon.
Now as things continue to heat up at the old Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, we'll be sure to have the final results in our 11 o'clock sportscast. For Access Now Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
Your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Big 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
This Sunday, March 9th at 2 a.m. Remember, we begin daylight saving time. Be sure to turn clocks 1 hour forward as daylight saving time begins Sunday, March 9th at 2 a.m.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Makush Lapinder.
Time now for your Access weather forecast, and it was a pretty warm day. The reason being those winds are now swinging out of the south, and that warming trend has begun and will continue right through the weekend, but there is another cold front on the way that will get in here on Monday night, Tuesday morning, and that will usher in another cool down. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwest and central islands, the winds are going to be southeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights now down 2 to 4 feet, so we have dropped those caution flags. Low tide takes place at 8:16 in the morning. And then for the southeast Bahamas, easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, the winds are going to be south to southwest ahead of another cold front. Those speeds still are 10 to 15 knots. Beautiful boating conditions with the wave heights running at 2 to 4 feet. Now, your low tide on Saturday will occur at 9:30 in the morning with the high tide at 3:17 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, not bad at all. Southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then on Sunday, the winds become southerly, but they will be picking up in speeds 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights building 3 to 6 feet. So we will post a caution flag on Sunday morning for your boaters in the northwest Bahamas. Low tide, that will take place at 11:34 in the morning with a high tide at 5:24 in the afternoon in the central and southeastern islands on Sunday. A more southeast component once again at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Don't mind Livingston. Don't mind Livingston.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Ladon.
Thanks a lot, Basil. And as promised, live and direct from Studio A on the Hill, here's DJ Counsellor.
Blessings, yeah. It's yours truly, DJ Counsellor. Give me a big wave wherever you are. Blessings. Just remember to give God thanks. Oh, so godly. This is a brand new day, and the sun has risen. Thank God for life today. Because the sun has risen, we don't take the life for granted. So we put up the hands and thank Him. Let me see you waving right now, wherever you are. Come on. Thank God, thank God, thank God for life. Thank God, thank God, thank God for life. The darkness has gone away, and everybody come out to praise Him. Never mind what the enemy say, I fire blaze Him every day. But things that get really hard, but things that get really bad. But come on, let's wave right now and give God praise. Come on. That's why we say, thank God, thank God, thank God for life. Thank God, thank God, thank God for life. Listen. And really knows it. This life He has chosen. Run the race just like Job did. Faith, hope, and love. Listen, once Christ in the vessel, everything is a go. Thank God for life. Come on. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for life. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for life. This is a brand new day, and the sun has risen. Thank God for life today, cause the sun has risen. We don't take the life for granted, so we put up your hands and thank Him. This is your time right now, ready? Give me a wave. Thank God, thank God, thank God for life. Thank God, thank God, thank God for life. Come on. Thank God. I can't hear you. Thank God for life. Come on. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Listen to me, God. Something you like to be thankful for. It's yours, DJ Counsellor. Blessed love. Watch it, dancer. Watch it, dancer. Blessed man. What's so godly?
Awesome, awesome performance there, DJ Counsellor. How are you feeling after that performance?
Feeling great, feeling great.
Feeling great?
Yes,
feeling great. It's the first time you performed there.
Yes.
How are you feeling? Feeling?
It's good to be in the new, transformed, you know, ZNS, man. Loved upgrades.
All right, thank you guys so much. And just like that, it's a wrap for Access Now tonight. We are back on Monday where my new co-anchor, Marlena Leonard, who will be moving last week, will settle here, right here at home. Make sure to tune into Eye Candy, Royston Jones at 11 p.m., who will bring you the last newscast of the evening. Have a great weekend, and good night, everybody.
at Rusty Bethel Drive. I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
Case number JC 6583 of 2024. LaRon Pinder versus Byron